introducing our topic for today while everyone's getting settled in. So have a blanket down on your mat because we'll be on our backs for a bit, and have a set of blocks. One extra blanket or pillow for your head might be helpful as well. I know some of you have taken class with me already this week. We're doing the Year of the Tiger practice, and I'm having a lot of fun with this one. We're going to do a lot of like very creative, fluid movements in our practice today. And I encourage you, since you're at home and there's nobody else around, you can be as expressive as you want to be. Tame it back a bit, or you can get a little wilder if you want. So Year of the Tiger is the Chinese astrology, Chinese New Year starting. Every year is associated with one of the animals, and it goes around in cycles. So this year is the Year of the Tiger. And then paired with the animal is also one of the elements. And so this year, the tiger is associated with the water element. Other years, it might be tiger with the fire element or metal element. This year is water. And then the third component of it is it's either a yin or a yang year. So we're in a yang year. So it's tiger, water, and yang. So it's a pretty fiery energy. It's pretty fierce. That water signifies this powerful ability to cleanse and renew. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And next week, we're going to explore the Aquarius new moon, which is also kind of tied into all this, kind of really cool astrological stuff happening right now. So the Year of the Tiger, some qualities that we can cultivate today: courageousness, confidence, potency, alertness. And the word for tiger in the language of Sanskrit is vairagya, which sounds a lot like a medication. So it kind of implies this sense of virility, right? It is said that the tiger this year is not a kind of soft, docile, purring cat. It's very kind of ferocious, feral energy. Has a strong sense of justice and a commitment to the greater good. It's said to annihilate the status quo, which is kind of cool. So hopefully we're moving into some good energy here. And it's also associated with emotions and money. So a couple other things I want to mention before we continue. Tying it in a bit to the yoga tradition, this is a goddess. I bought her for my studio that unfortunately I had to close with COVID, but she rides on a tiger. Sometimes it's a lion, sometimes a tiger, depending on the story or the picture. But so she's associated with a lot of these same qualities, right? So she's said to be the mighty goddess. She's got various arms with weapons in them. She defeats demons in all these stories and the battles. And the demons are often said to represent our ego. And this tiger energy is also associated with that. It can be really brash. It can be overconfident. So we have to sort of temper that. And you can find out, by the way, what your animal is in Chinese astrology by just doing a quick little search. You can plug in your birth date. I'm a rooster, which isn't very glamorous, but I kind of think of it as a rooster as one who awakens people. So I kind of think of it that way. Anyway, Durga, she invites us to turn to her in a crisis. Promises to move mountains to rescue us from every form of evil, including the evil that we create ourselves. Her stories are battles between good and evil, and she's a protectress that doesn't coddle us. She expects us to do the good work, so she empowers us. So we'll bring all of that kind of energy into our practice today. It's going to be a lot of like really fluid movements for this water element. So I encourage you to just have fun and enjoy. One more thing, we're going to be using our tiger paws again today. Remember last week we did all that work on the wrists. So just remember the things I taught you guys about protecting your wrists. We're going to continue with some things on hands and knees. And we're also going to be doing a bit of kneeling. So if kneeling is hard for you, please do modify by sitting up on props. You can sit up on blocks, pillows, whatever you have at home. Or you can always just sit cross-legs if kneeling is not healthy for you. All right, questions before we get started? All right, let's have some fun. I'm going to meet you guys on your mat. Go ahead and come down onto your backs. And you can have a blanket down if you didn't do that. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Feel free to start your music if you want to play your Year of the Tiger playlist. All right, so go ahead and come on your back and we'll just take a couple of moments to settle in. We'll have a few nice, slow, deep breaths. Let's bring that breath into the lower abdomen. And could someone just wave their hand just to make sure they can still hear me? I forgot to plug in my mic. Thank you, thank you. So last 3 breaths here. And on your next inhale, let's go ahead and take a full body stretch. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. And just give a little rock and roll on your lower back. And then let's take the feet and the hands directly up toward the ceiling. Looks like we did that seaweed pose the other week. So arms and hands directly up, but we're gonna start to do a little bit of core work here. So we're gonna take the right arm and the right leg, start to move them away from each other. And you're gonna go super slow, going only as far as it feels appropriate for you, and then bring it back up. Now you can do this with a bent leg if it's too much with a straight leg, and do the other side, moving slowly. Almost like you're kind of walking in the air here. And a couple of tips here for your lower back. I want you to make sure that those back ribs stay planted and you're pressing your back body into the ground, activating your core muscles. Okay, pause. Now we're going to get the brain involved a bit. You're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So right arm, left leg. The other arm and leg are staying still. Bring it back up. And then continue. Keep pressing that back body into the ground. It's moving slow motion. So cultivating a nice sense of fluidity and suppleness in the body today for this tiger energy. And let's go ahead, just bring those knees back in, give them a hug. And set your feet down flat as wide as your mat. Take your arms out to a T. We're going to windshield wiper the legs a few times, side to side. Okay, from here, keep your right foot flat, extend your left leg long. Reach your left arm overhead and keep your right arm by your side. As you inhale, reach through your left leg, left arm, look over your right shoulder, and try to slide your right hand to your right heel. And we're really lengthening out the psoas and the hip flexor, and then relax back to the start. And we're gonna do that 2 more rounds. Inhale, extend through that left side, reach for your right heel, and then release. 1 more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Take your arms out to a T again. And now we're gonna do the unwinding movement that we do sometimes for our warm-ups. Take your right knee, drop it over towards your left knee. Look over your right shoulder and press your hips up. Let your right shoulder roll down as if it's gonna go towards your foot. And then release. So what we're doing in these warm-ups is starting to lengthen, open the psoas and the hip flexor. So go ahead, repeat that. Inhale, push off your foot, arch your back. Your knee drops toward the left. Squeeze the back of your glute. and release. So we did this a few weeks ago. We're going to add on in a moment. One more time. If you're ever not sure what we're doing, feel free to just take a peek. Okay, pause. Now take your left foot and slide it up like you're doing bound angle or tree pose and extend it. So just do that a few times. We're going to put those two movements together. Slide your left knee up and out to the side. So we're getting lots of fluidity in the hip joints. Okay, now add that into the unwinding. Drop your right knee to the left, slide your left foot up, look over your right shoulder, press your hip up and let your right shoulder roll down towards your foot, and then release back to the start. Okay, so do that one a few more times. Slide the right, drop the right knee, slide the left foot, arch your back. It's very fluid movement to open your hip. We're going to add on one more layer here, guys. Do that again, and I'll add on the next round. And if anything's too much, stay with the most simple version. Okay, next time you slide the left foot up, pick up your left foot, your left shin, and it adds a little bit more twist. And then release back to the start. Two more like that. Drop the right knee, slide the left foot, pick up your left foot and shin, and release. One more time. All right, let's slide both legs out for a moment. Pause, compare, notice, take a breath. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So we're going to bend the left knee, extend the right arm overhead, starting with that full body stretch on the right. Left hand is going to start to reach towards your left foot. Okay. Inhale, lengthen right side. Roll your head to your left shoulder. Reach towards your left foot. And then release and soften. Couple more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Press your right thigh into the ground and release. One more like this. Good, and now arms out to the side for the unwinding. You might widen your foot and leg a little bit. Drop your left knee to the right knee. Look over your left shoulder, arch your back. Push in your foot. Let that shoulder roll down a bit and return. Two more, then we're going to add the right foot slider. Feel like you're pressing your left hip up to help open the front of the hip. Okay, now we're going to start sliding right foot up. So it's like going into bound angle or tree pose. Slide it. And let's go right into it now, since you know what to do. Dropping that left knee over. Two more like this. Move on an inhalation. A lot to think about here. But that keeps us present in our bodies rather than thinking about something else, right? And now when you're ready, we're going to add the lifting of the right foot and shin. So slide into it, lift the right foot and shin, get a little bit more twist in your body, two more cycles. Last one. Good. And then let's slide both legs out for a moment, take a full body stretch. And then hug both of your knees into your chest. A couple more rocks, circles on your lower back. Okay, from here, we're going to roll over onto our right side. And I want you to position yourself so that you can see me. And you might want to have a pillow for your head, or you can rest your head on your lower arm if it's comfortable. So you don't need to have the prop, it's up to you. We're going to stack up our knees. And take the top arm and reach it overhead. Now, if you don't have a pillow, it might be easy to clasp your wrist. If you do have a pillow, it might be harder. So I'm going to take my pillow out. So if you can't catch your wrist, then don't worry about it. Just reach through your arm. Okay? Those of you who can, hold your wrist, and we're going to extend the top leg. Extend the top leg and hover it off the ground. Okay? Inhale, reach long through your leg and your top arm, and you're going to start to take your top leg behind you and roll your chest toward the ground. So again, we're opening up that hip flexor, and then return to the start. And repeat. Inhale, lengthen, take your top leg behind you, roll your chest toward the ground. Good, now we're gonna start to bend that top leg. So bend the top leg, roll your chest forward, take your thigh bone back. And you're using your glute here as well. 2 more like this. Good, 1 more time. All right, and then go ahead and release the top hand down, release your leg down. And we're gonna see if we can catch the top foot in your hand. So a little bit of a quad stretch here. Roll your top shoulder back, squeeze that shoulder blade in, and then try to lengthen your whole thigh toward the edge of your mat. Hold that for another breath. And that'll be helpful for some of our kneeling work. And then release, and we're gonna roll to the belly. You prop up on your forearms. We are gonna do the other side in a moment. You're gonna put your palms together in prayer position. And we're gonna pick the feet up off the ground, put the inner edges of the feet together. Walk your elbows forward and lift your palms off the ground. Now, as you inhale, lift the palms towards your face. Try to lift your thighs. Press your inner edges of your feet together. Drag your elbows towards you. Drag your belly forward. And then release. Feet down, arms down. Head releases a bit. And then again, lift up. Press your feet. Lift your thighs. Pull with your elbows. Little back bend. And release. 1 more like this, please. Good, and then pause, lower down, give your hips a little wiggle, maybe windshield wipers. And then we're gonna do the other side of that leg swinging work, okay? So I'm gonna just turn around so I can be facing you. Stack up your legs. Take your top arm, reach it overhead. If you can, hold your wrist and lengthen. That's it. Top leg extends. And you're going to take your top leg slightly behind you as you roll your chest toward the ground. And then do that again. Inhale, roll the chest, take the leg back. Good, and now start to add a bent leg. Bend the top leg, take it back. 2 more like that. Last one. All right, and then release your arms, stack up your legs. We're gonna bend that top knee, see if you can catch your foot. And try not to keep that leg really high, let it drop down. Roll your shoulder back and extend through your top thigh bone. Hold there for another breath. Good, and then release. And we're gonna roll to the belly again. This time you're gonna make fists with your hands. Tuck your fists right under your low belly, right above your hip bones. And we're gonna get a little massage in there, rock back and forth a bit. Again, softening up hip flexors. And then from here, let's see if we can lift the right leg off the ground. So we get a little myofascial release there. And then lower. And lift your left leg off the ground. If this is too much, take your hands out. It's helpful if you have that blanket down. One more time each side. Right leg lifts. Lower. Left leg lifts. Lower. All right, lift your head center, lift your shoulders, and let your hands kind of dig in there. That feels okay. Again, if it's too much, skip it. And release. And now, not for the faint of heart, try to lift both legs off the ground. They probably won't go far. Maybe you also lift your head and chest. And let it go. Take the hands out. Wiggle it out. Windshield wiper it out. And we'll press back in the child's pose. You can keep your blanket on your mat for a little bit longer. Okay, stretch it out in child's pose for a moment. And then we're going to come up into our tabletop position, all fours. And before we do some cat-cows, I want you to just start to move your hips around, start to move your shoulder blades around. And you're just gonna get really slinky here, starting to channel that tiger energy. So just kind of move around any which way you like here. The hips could circle, they could sway, let your shoulders rock a little bit. And just allow yourself to feel a little free here. A lot of times in yoga, we're very linear, all that alignment, which is good too. But today, maybe a little less alignment and more fluidity. Okay, back to your tabletop position, few rounds of our cat-cows. Take an inhale, exhale, rounding your spine. Continue a few more cycles. Inhale, arch, sit bones lift. Exhale, find your tiger pause now. Press through those finger pads. And as you press to your finger pads, it'll help wake up the center of your palm. One more like this. Okay, tabletop position. On your inhale, we're going to extend right arm, left leg, balancing table. And as you exhale, hand down, move back to child's pose. And then we're going to spring forward, left arm, right leg, move back toward child's pose. And now continue with the pulsation. Inhale, extend, exhale, move back. We're going to start to add an exhale through the mouth today. So we inhale, extend, exhale, out through your mouth. So our full tiger pose, sometimes also called lion's pose, is a lot of throat work. Clears our throat chakra. Anything unexpressed we want to get out. I encourage you to be as creative here as you like. If you want to get nice and loud, I can't hear you. Inhale, extend, exhale. 2 more rounds. You can even stick your tongue out if you want. That's the full expression. That doesn't feel too silly for you. All right, go ahead, pause in your child's pose again. Take a moment, let that energy settle. And then if you have your blanket down, let's go ahead, take it off so we can start our standing sequence. All right. So we're going to come up toward dog, but it's going to be kind of more of a tiger dog today. Set your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. Find your tiger pause. Press those finger pads into the ground. Lift your knees and take your feet about as mat distance apart. And bend your knees a lot. Stick your sit bones up. If you had a full tail, you'd be sending your tail up. And then just like we did in our tabletop, we're going to move around. So bending the knees, moving your shoulders, swaying a little bit side to side. And just get a little expressive today. Water element is very expressive. All right, go ahead, walk those feet back in, coming into your tabletop position. Inhale, plank pose, and lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale through cobra. Exhale down. 2 more cobras. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. 1 more time, and then hold it up there. And again, move around your hips, your shoulder blades. Roll side to side. And lower down, press back to down dog. Lifting those hips nice and high. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back towards your feet. You're at the back of the mat. Bring a nice fold in your knees. And then let's inhale, halfway lift. Fingers can stay on the floor, shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Do that a few more rounds and start to let the spine be really fluid. So it's like a wave. Inhale up, exhale, roll down. So nice wave-like motion, 2 more cycles. This next time, we're gonna stay down there, and hands can be wherever you like, on the ground, your shins, and we're gonna bend one knee and the other and sway, get your shoulders in, move around. Rock from one foot to the other. And back to the center, we're gonna press through those feet, use your legs and roll up slowly. So take your time, we're making our way up to mountain pose. Good. So standing up for a moment. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale to your halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. We're going to bend the knees and bring those feet up, just like we did earlier, and then lift up into cobra. Good. Release, chest down. See if you can bring your knees wider now. So they're about as wide as your mat. And inhale, lift up. Big stretch. Good. Release. Now try to lift your thighs up. Engage those glutes. Inhale, lift your chest up. A little rocking back and forth. Two more rounds. If anything's too much, always feel free to modify. Last one. Good, and then release. Press yourself back, bring those legs in, downward facing dog. Hold your dog, take an inhale, exhale, step or lightly jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, keeping your blocks nearby if you need them for lunge salutations. If you're okay without, don't worry. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. You can have hands on blocks if you need to. As you inhale, step your right foot back. Drop your back knee down to the ground. Inhale, reach your arms up. We're gonna get our tiger paws out here. So get your claws out. Take an inhale, exhale out through your mouth, pull down. 2 more like that. Inhale up. Out through your throat. 1 more time. You can bend a little deeper into that front knee if you like. Good. Inhale up, hands down, step back, plank. Lower down. Good. Knees wide, feet together. Inhale, cobra with the hip opener. You can always stick with regular cobra if you like. Release feet down. Press back towards child's pose. Get your hips to move back. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Step through to your lunge. Drop that knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. 3 rounds, tiger pause. Inhale, exhale, pull down. Maybe a little back bend. Deepening into that front knee. One more time. This time, inhale, reach up. Hands come down. We're gonna step forward. Lift that back knee, step it forward, and fold over your legs. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. I'm gonna repeat that on side 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Hands to blocks if you need them. Inhale, lengthen and step your left foot back. Back knee down. Inhale, reach up. 3 rounds, tiger pause. 2 more. Last one. Good, reaching up. Hands come down, step back, plank pose. Lower down, you can always drop those knees to modify. Knees wide, feet together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Child's pose with toes tucked if you can. Push your palms forward. And downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back. Inhale, left leg up. Sweep it through, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, pull down. 2 more rounds. Good, inhale up, hands come down, and we're gonna step forward, fold over your legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Gonna take a pause there in your mountain pose. And we're gonna do a couple rounds of Agni Sara today. So the energy of tigers is brightness. And I always find this practice, like a Kriya, really gives a sense of brightness to our mind and body. So we're gonna bend the knees, place your hands on your thighs. It's almost like cat-cow, but we're really gonna emphasize the squeezing of the abdomen, pulling the navel back on the exhale. And today we're gonna do the exhale through the mouth, okay? So inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, round out through your mouth. Squeeze your belly, contract it in. 2 more cycles. Inhale, arch. Exhale, you can even stick your tongue out if you want. And then exhale through the mouth 1 more time, really engages those core muscles as well. Hold it out. And come up to stand. Feel that energy, feel that brightness. All right, let's continue on with our vinyasa. Top of the mat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and then we're gonna step right back to plank pose. Regular vinyasa this time. Lower down cobra or up dog if you're ready. Downward facing dog. Next inhale, right leg sweeps up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Keep strong through your arms. Press through your palms, firm your upper arms. And then let's straighten that leg. You're still opening your hip. And then square off your hips. Next exhale, knee to nose through your mouth on the exhale. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. 2 more rounds. One more. This time, step all the way through. Inhale, leg up, step through, back knee down. Inhale, arms reach. One time, tiger pause, pull down. Inhale, up, hands come down, step back, tabletop position. From here, we're repeating something we did last week with an add-on. Swing your left shin out to the side, right leg back, side plank, peel the arm up. Find your tiger pose with that bottom hand, push down. Pull your tailbone in and float the top leg up. Good, from here, bend that knee. This time we're gonna see if we can catch the foot. So we didn't do that part last week. Roll your shoulders open. Extend through your thigh like we did when we were on our side. Maybe take your head back. Come a little bit more into that back bend. Good. Inhale, extend, arm and leg. Keep your leg up, bring your hand to the ground. Tuck your left toes. This is a big challenge. Push. Down dog split. Good. Release that foot down. Staying here for a breath. Inhale, plank pose, vinyasa of your choice. You can always stay in dog if you like. And let's do that on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip, keep the shoulders square, right hip squeezes in, and then slowly extend that leg. Square off your hips. Inhale here, 3 rounds. Knee to nose. Out through your mouth. On your next round, step it through. Back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Tiger pause, 1 time. Inhale up, hands come down, step back, tabletop position. Other side, swing your right shin out to the side, left leg back, come into your side plank. Good. Tiger pause with that bottom hand, claw the floor, reach your top arm up, and then float the leg up when you are ready. That's it. Bend the knees, see if you can catch the foot. Roll the top shoulder back, maybe take your head back and extend through your top thigh. Hold it there, another breath. Good, very slowly and controlled release. Keep your leg up, bring your hand down, and then see if you can push up to down dog with one leg. Good, bring that leg down, and then we're gonna bring the knees to the ground and sit back on our heels into a virasana. So here's our first kneeling pose of several. If kneeling is challenging for you, you're gonna bring a block in under your seat. If 1 block is not enough, 2 blocks. If 2 blocks is not enough, sit cross-legged. Listen to your body, okay? Those of you who can are gonna sit on your heels. I'm gonna face forward for a moment. Inhale, reach your arms up. Cross your palms and bring your palms behind you on your upper back. So the wrists are crossed. Try not to pop your rib cage out. And then extend your elbows up, 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 lengthening your spine. Hold there, another breath. Good, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. So we're gonna be going through this sequence a few times with some add-ons. So make your way back to down dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. New option here. Bring your left forearm to the ground. And come up on your right fingertips. And then really kind of squeeze that left sit bone in as you open the right hip. If that's too much, stick with what we did last time. Maybe extend that leg straight. And then pop back up, down dog split, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose one time this time. Out through your mouth. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, step through, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hold down, tiger pause. Inhale up, release. Step back, tabletop position. Side plank again. Left shin to the side, right leg back. Reach it up. Lift that leg, catch the foot if you can. Roll the chest open. Tiger pause with that bottom hand. Don't compress your wrist. Good, this time release, keep the leg up, tabletop position. Stay here with that leg lifted. Tone your abdomen. Bend the knee, lift your thigh. You can stay right here or left leg reaches back, try to catch your foot. So this one's often called the one-armed tiger. Lift your thigh, tiger pause with your supporting hand. Kick your foot back, lift your chest. And then release, hand down, extend your leg, pop up, down dog split. Release that foot down. Drop to the knees. Sit back on your heels. Inhale, reach your arms up. Cross your wrists. Hands behind your back. Lift your elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down dog. All right, side two, guys. Listen to your bodies. Do what works for you. Inhale, left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Maybe coming onto the right forearm, maybe onto the left fingertips. Right hip really has to firm in. Maybe extend that leg. Good, take it back to center, down dog split. Knee to nose. Inhale, take it up. Step it all the way through. Back knee down. Inhale, reach up. Tiger pause. Inhale, take it up. Hands down, step back, tabletop position. Okay, right leg to the side. Left leg back, side plank. Grab that foot if you can, bending the knee. Good, curl it open, maybe a little more back bend. Tiger pause. Slowly release, keep the leg up, hand comes down, balancing tabletop position. Push through your palms, tone your belly, bend the knee, lift your thigh up, maybe reach back, catch your foot. You can't get the foot, you can just work on lifting the thigh. And then lift your chest, find the back bend. That's why we open up that hip flexor here. All right, hand down, extend your leg. Down dog, split. Release the foot down. Release your knees down. This time, take your knees wide apart. Okay, again, you can be sitting on your blocks here. Nice wide knees. You're kind of sitting on your heels if you can. Inhale, reach your arms up. Cross your wrists, bring your hands behind you. Extend through those elbows. Press down through your shins. Try not to pop your rib cage forward. Hold there, one more breath. Good, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, bring those knees back in, downward facing dog. We're gonna go through that sequence one more time, guys. And then we're gonna start some floor work. All right, let's go through one more time, and then after that, we'll take a child's pose. Inhale, right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. You can stay here with the arms strong. You can flip it over into a wild thing, those of you who want to. That'll go good with our tiger practice. So flip it over, lift your hips up. Press the hips up. Take it back, down dog split. Knee to nose one time, exhale. Inhale up. Step it through. Back knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale up, release the hands, step back, tabletop position. This time, right into the one-arm tiger. Right leg extends, left leg reaches back. See if you can catch that foot and then lift up. Spiral that front shoulder open. One more breath. Good, release, extend that leg out. Bring the knee down. Take the knees wide, sit back on your heels if you can. Inhale, reach up. Cross the wrists, hands behind the back, lift those elbows. Good, inhale, reach up. This time, bring your hands down like you're pouncing. Press those palms down. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, lower your elbows to the floor and lower your head down. Two more. Inhale, lift up, arch your spine. Exhale, forearms toward the ground, bow in. One more time. Good, bring those knees back in, walk it forward, downward facing dog. Last time through. When you're ready, inhale, left leg straight up behind you, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay there or flip it over, wild thing pose. Lift those hips, really press to those tiger paws on that bottom hand, and take it back, down dog split. Make your adjustments. Knee to nose. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, step through, back knee down, tiger pose. Inhale up, hands down, step back, tabletop position. Okay, one arm tiger, left leg. Left leg back, lift it up, tone the abdomen, bend the knee, see if you can catch that foot. And then we're pushing that supporting hand, lift your thigh, lift your chest. Hold another breath. Release. Knees wide, sit back on your heels or your block or come into crossed legs. Inhale the arms up, cross the arms, hands behind the back of the head. Inhale, reach those elbows up. Exhale here. Next inhale, reach the arms up high and pounce those hands down. That's it. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, bow in. Out through your mouth if you like. Two more rounds. Last one. And now find a child's pose. Those knees could be nice and wide if it feels okay for you. Arms could be forward or stacked under your forehead. And we're going to take a couple of breath cycles there, letting go of all that hard work. Let's take 3 more breath cycles where you are. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and make our way into a seated position. And you might want to sit up on your folded prop. Coming into Sukhasana, shins are crossed in front of you. Okay, we still have some work to do. We're working up toward a pose that's a little challenging on the hips, ankles, knees. So we're gonna still do some preparation work here. Widen out your sit bones so that you feel like you're more on your base. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bring those tiger paws in front of you, spread them wide. From here, we're gonna take a sway side to side. Walk those hands out a little bit at a time and eventually find stillness for a few breaths. Let your head release. Think about your tailbone, stick it out behind you so we keep length in our lower back. And if folding forward is not good in your body, please stay more upright. Soft breath in the belly. Okay, from here, slide your forearms back till your upper arms are pinned against your shins or your knees. So press them in, spread your tiger paws, and pull your heart forward as your sit bones draw back. So using that as a little resistance to lengthen. And then start to walk yourself up. From here, we're going to twist to your left. So I'm not mirroring you here. Twist to your left. Inhale, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, slide the right arm down so your elbow comes towards your thigh. And that might be too much. You could stay in the regular twist, work that for a few breaths. Those of you who can are going to bring palms together, prayer twist, with the elbow hooked at the knee there. Press your palms together and rotate through your spine. And as you rotate, also lengthen through your spine. Good, slowly unwind it back to the start. Be really mindful on that exit. And then let's switch the legs. I'm gonna do that again. Widen out your sit bones. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, tiger paws to the ground. Good, sway it out. Pat those hands forward, getting a little deeper. And once you feel like you've gone far enough, then pause with a soft forward fold. Staying upright if there's any lower back issues. Sit bones, tailbones stick out behind you to help lengthen the lower back rather than tuck your tail under. Okay, slide your forearms back, pin them against your shins. And then you're pulling those shins into your arms, pull your chest forward as those sit bones draw back. Hold there another breath. Good, slowly walk it up. Lengthen up tall, twist over to your right. Left hand to right knee. You can stay right here. Inhale, lengthen, or slide that arm down so that the forearm and the elbow come toward the thigh. Option to come into a prayer twist. Palms together. Press those palms, press the arm down and turn. While you're there, lengthening your spine. One more breath. And then next inhale, we're drawing back to the center. All right, take those legs out for a moment, bounce them out, wiggle them out. And we're gonna need a blanket for the next part of our series, and I forgot to grab mine, so I'm going to grab that. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you have 2 blankets or a soft surface. We're going to do this kind of full lion tiger pose next. So 1 blanket could be under your knees if you have 2. If you're on a carpet, you might not need it. You're going to kneel on that blanket. And then I want to show you guys this next part because it's a little confusing at first. So I'm going to go this way so you can see. We're going to be crossing our ankles here, and we're going to be sitting back on them. But what's helpful is to have a blanket so that the pressure on the ankles crossing is not so much. So I'm going to come down and put the blanket over the backs of my heels and ankles, okay? And then I'm going to bring the right foot out from under and cross it on top of the left. So that that blanket is just over top of the left ankle. Now, some of you are not even going to do this crossing part. It's pretty intense. So you can do what we did before with your knees spread wide, or sitting on a block, okay, or cross-leg. Those of you who can are going to cross. I'm going to move my setup back here a bit. Cross your shins, and that right ankle is on top of the left. Next part of this, hands in front of you. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, move back toward that child's pose. Let's do that another time or 2. Inhale, come forward. Now exhale through your mouth. Moving back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Okay, next part of this, we're going to start to sit up. Here's where it gets a little intense. So my ankles are crossed. If this is too much, just skip it. This is a pretty intense pose. Okay, if you can, you're kind of sitting on your 2 heels. Full pose, you actually sit on your perineum. So you bring your top heel into your perineum. So that's the traditional lion's pose. It activates our mula bandha. So if you don't like that, just cross your ankles. If you don't like any of that, modify it. Inhale, reach those arms up. Cross your forearms. Take your hands behind you. Lengthen up tall. Try not to pop your ribs. And then inhale, reach your arms up and bring your hands down onto your thighs. Try to make sure your knees are separated a little bit here. And here we go for this full expression of this pose. We're going to inhale, push your thighs down and apart as you arch your back and look up, open your throat. And as you exhale out through your mouth, round your spine. You might even stick your tongue out here if you like. 2 more rounds. Inhale, come up, arch, open your throat. Exhale. Pose of the lion or the tiger. One more time, very expressive. Good, back up to the start. Very good. And now come forward, uncross your shins. And we're going to do that the other way. So now right foot's going to be on the bottom. Bring your left foot out from the blanket and cross your ankles and sit back onto those heels, okay? Again, you can do this whole thing with the ankles uncrossed. Couple rounds, we're gonna come forward, inhale, exhale back towards your child's pose. 2 more like that. One more time. Okay, now walking those hands back up, hands on your thighs, lift up tall, and then let's take those arms up. Inhale, cross the opposite arm in the front. Elbows lift, lengthen up tall. And then release, arms reach down to your thighs. Press the thighs down and slightly apart. Inhale, arch your spine, open your throat. Exhale. Use those abdominals like we did in our Agnisara. 2 more. Very cleansing, like that water element. Inhale. And then coming back up to neutral. Go ahead and come out, uncross, move the blankets. And you might feel like a down dog or a vinyasa or a child's pose. I'm gonna leave that up to you, what you feel like doing. And from here, we're just cooling it down. So give yourself a moment to do what you need to do. And then when you're ready, we're gonna find our way onto our backs. And you might wanna have a pillow, something under your head. I'm gonna do a couple releasing postures here before Shavasana. So let's come down, give those knees a hug into your chest when you're ready. And then we're gonna set those feet down, take them as wide apart as the mat, and take your arms out to a T. And let's come back to windshield wipers, side to side. And we're gonna add on to this and eventually take it into a twist. So slowly windshield wiper. And the next time your legs drop to the left, bring your right leg on top of your left leg. And then swing back to start. Drop to the right, slide your left leg on top of your right leg. Now you're gonna start to make that movement a little bigger. So you might try to touch your wrist or your elbow with your knee. Keep going, side to side. So nice release for the back here. If you want, you can extend the leg and maybe try to kick your foot towards your hand. So bottom leg is staying on the ground. Top leg extends. So if you're not sure, you can always look up here for a moment. So I go windshield wiper, but we're adding the swing of the top leg. One more time, then we're gonna hold it. Next time you come to the left, you're either gonna extend that leg, take a twist, or you might cross your top leg over your bottom leg, intertwine. So you're taking a cross leg twist. Or you could just stack your knees up. You could also put a block underneath your legs for a little support. Pull your left shoulder blade to the left. Try to even out your shoulders. If your right arm is floating, do rest it on your body. And then we'll take a couple of breaths here in the twist. Just letting the energy settle now. So we moved a lot of energy through our throat chakra, through our hips, through our core. Now it's time to just let that energy settle. Just one more breath and we're going to switch it over. To release, if you're crossed legs, uncross, bring the top leg up and bring the top foot to the ground and then both feet flat. Okay, let's set up for side 2. Drop your knees to the right. Swing your left leg over and either extend that leg or intertwine the legs. Pull the right shoulder blade to the right. Even out your chest. And maybe resting your hand on your body if that shoulder is floating and not relaxing into the ground. Bringing that soft breath in the low abdomen here. Let's take one more. All right, uncross the top leg and come back to the center. Bring those knees into the chest. And now knees over the hips, arms out to a T, and we're going to draw circles with the knees. Keep the knees close together. Arms are down. This is like kind of a core release for the lower back here. So you're massaging the lower back, but you're also using some core muscles to circle those legs. Try to keep them together. And then reverse. Take it the other way. Good. Back to the center. Hug those knees in. You could take happy baby here if you wish. Okay, in your own time here, finding your Shavasana. If there's any last minute release you need, feel free to do what you need to do. So I'm going to be coming up to guide you, but you guys stay in your Shavasana. So I'll give you guys a couple moments to settle in. Add any layers, comfort items, cover up. Cover your eyes if you have something. Giving yourself this time of rest. So even tigers have their limitations. In order to regain that power and strength, they need to take a lot of rest. So unless they're hunting or feeding or eating, they're often resting. We're going to take a couple more minutes just to release, and we're going to finish with a seated practice. I'm going to give you guys the option to stay on your back if you like. Starting to let go of all effort in your body. Let there be a releasing of your tissues, your muscles, your fascia into the ground. Be like that water element. You almost feel like your body is like a water balloon. So the sac of the skin holding all the fluid, but let that fluid get heavy into the ground. Imagine as if the organ body could start to release toward the back body. Facial expression releasing, softening. Let your body be like water that just trickles into the earth. Soft breath, subtle breath. Allowing the mind to be stable and quiet. Eventually allowing yourself to drift into a more open awareness, spacious, resting here for a little while longer. So if you need more rest time for your tiger body, stay on the ground in Shavasana. If you have the energy to come join me in a seated meditation, you're going to slowly reawaken. Try to keep the brain quiet, body slow motion. Start to move a little bit at a time, keeping your awareness more internal. Eventually, you'll come over to your side for a pause before coming on up to a seated posture. And then those of you who are coming seated, make sure you have something that helps you feel comfortable. Maybe sit up on a cushion or a blanket. And we're just going to let the hands rest down, sit up tall, maybe widen out those sit bones again. Press up through the crown of your head. And just come to your soft breath. If it's comfortable for you, you could close your eyes or a soft gazing point in front of you. So as said, there's an old Zen saying that in movement, be like the tiger. In meditation, have the mind of the Buddha. So we did our movement, our tiger-like movement. Now we'll just also bring that energy of the tiger into the meditation. So we'll try to keep that Buddha mind, but we'll use a visualization of the tiger here. So bring to mind a visual of a tiger in front of you, facing head on, seeing, feeling this energy of the tiger. Maybe seeing the eyes of the tiger. You might even have a sense of merging with or becoming the tiger. Feeling its power and strength coursing through your veins. Suppleness, the brightness. The tiger starts to move away, walking forward, and you're either feeling yourself as the tiger moving or following it in your awareness. Notice its movements, its muscle, its fluidity. See the tiger approaching a body of water. Maybe there's a strong, powerful waterfall. And the tiger dives right into this body of water, cleansing, clearing, washing away. This year of the tiger is about cleansing and washing away old structures, making way for something new. So you might consider in your own life, is there something that needs to be torn down? What structure needs to go? So that you can create something new, something better, something stronger. What structure is keeping you from your own creative path? Allow that image of the water to cleanse it. Cleanse structures in the mind. Eventually allowing the tiger to move away from the water, shaking it all off, coming back to rest. Maybe that tiger sits right beside you. Or maybe you're still merged with that energy of the tiger. Continue now to breathe for a few more moments. I'm going to finish with one little reading of a poem by Susan Freiburg to conclude. Some of you saw this on my Facebook page. You were the light all along. You were the light all along. You needn't wait any more on the arrival of grand champions or spiritual giants. When you are the final hero of your life story. It was you who struggled with God and wrestled with demons in the face of everyday conflict. It was you who unsheathed a blade of determination to slash through the brush of daily fear. It was you who sank into the very depths of yourself and then trudged through the sludge of pain to find the hidden parts, silently praying for healing. It is you, bright child, and it is the stuff born out of your darkest days that brings pure light into this world. Let's bring our hands together now in front of the heart space. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, bowing your head to your heart. And thank you so much. Namaste.